We are at the 19th Annual Global Derivatives Trading and Risk Management Conference in Barcelona. Nice to have you here. If you just want to give us a background on who you are and why you're here at the conference for the audience.
Well, I'm professor at IMD, one of the leading business schools in the world. I'm professor at the University of Lausanne. I am also director of the World Competitiveness Center. I'm chairman of a newspaper called Le Temps, which is a leading newspaper in French in Switzerland. And I used to be the managing director of the World Economic Forum.
Very good.
Meeting.
Very good. And we just listened to your panel, and one of the things that really stuck out for me is you said numbers don't mean anything anymore, and then you went on to give us a whole bunch of numbers. So if you can elaborate on that a little bit, because I know I see that down on the trading floors and in some of the work I do, we get all these different numbers every day, but it doesn't seem to have a major effect. So what will it take for numbers to mean something?
Yes, basically, I mean, the number of this year are that the budget deficit in the OECD region is going to be $2,700 billion. The global debt is going to be $29,000 billion. Those are numbers which are becoming just numbers on a piece of paper. I mean, they don't represent anything to people anymore. They are so huge. And I think this is probably one of the problems we have now. We are dealing with things which are totally disconnected from reality. And sometimes the real economy or the economy and the life of everybody is completely disconnected from that. So that's pretty dangerous now.
And another thing that you brought up in the presentation was the replacement versus first buy economy. And when will the consumer wake up? How many more iPads do we need? How many more iPhones do we need?
Basically, the replacement economy is the one we have in the US, in Europe, in Japan, where you buy a product, but basically it's to replace an older one. It's an update. You buy a cellular phone, but you already have one. You buy a TV set, you already have one. Which means that in a period of recession, people can stop buying for about a full year without experiencing a drop in the standard of living. So when we had the economic crisis, everything was frozen, people just stopped and they wait. In the emerging market, we are in a very different situation where this is a first buy economy. This is my first TV, this is my first cellular phone, give me money and I buy immediately. And that explains why the demand in the emerging market is so strong and why the demand in the advanced economy is so weak. People are just frightened and they just wait.
Speaking of waiting, you talked about the Maiden Concept, and like I said earlier, I was going to buy something yesterday and a great pair of shoes, and I turned it over and it said Made in China, and I said, what, I don't want to spend that much on them. And so the psychology of where the product's made, how does that play into the whole big picture?
I think we are rediscovering the Made in. The Made in concept is very important. I teach competitiveness, and at the end of the day, a country is what it makes. So I think it's a concept that we start to rediscover. If you take a country like the United Kingdom, they have done the Industrial Revolution and everything. And at the end of the day, when you look what is made in the United Kingdom today, very little things, actually, a bit of aerospace, a bit of pharmaceutical, but the made in has disappeared. So I think that the very big debate is going to be on reindustrialization. We have seen that in the United States with President Obama, Jeff Immelt from General Electric, etc., saying we have to reindustrialize, we have to create jobs in industry and manufacturing again. We see it in Europe very much. I think we are rediscovering the made-in concept again. A country is what it makes and what it can export.
Very, very good. Well, those are the major questions I had for you. Is there anything that I haven't asked that you think I should?
No, I think you have pretty well gone around that. I think that the situation today is quite critical because definitely we are rediscovering some basic concept about economics. You have to manufacture, you have to export, and you have basically not only to be innovative, you have to have excellence in implementation. I always am very keen to see people who say innovate, 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 fine. But when you take a plane and you go back home, the last thing you want is to have an innovative pilot. So at the end of the day, let's make things happen.
Very good. Well, thank you for your time and interviewing with me today.
Thank you.
That's it for this interview, and stay tuned for more here at Global Derivatives TV.